Wow, ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to the Understanding Future. You got this. Yeah, you guys are so very sorry. Yeah, this is the afternoon section where we'll be talking about health section, health. We have one of our speakers here. That is, we have Dr. Abaji Johnson on ground. Doctor, good afternoon, sir. Good evening, sir.
Hello, good evening. Good evening to you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm just trying to use my AirPod.
Okay, okay, sir.
Right, it's not connecting.
It's not
But can you hear
connected.
me clearly?
Yeah, I can
Eh?
hear you clearly. I can hear you, sir. Hear you, sir.
All right, I'm just trying
Also,
my
we have Dr. Kenny. Good afternoon, ma.
Good
Good
afternoon. Good
afternoon, ma.
afternoon. I hope my background is not too noisy.
Yes. Uh,
I'm at
yep.
work, so I took some minutes
No, no.
from a minute break to do this.
Okay, ma. Thank you for joining us, ma, sir. We really appreciate so much. Also, use my. Uh, but Dr. Babajide Johnson to Mama Dr. Ken to introduce yourself, sir.
All right, I'm not sure. I didn't very well hear you. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I didn't hear what he said.
You said you should introduce yourself.
Oh, all right. Thank you very much. My name is Dr. Babajide Johnson. I'm a medical doctor. I presently I work with Lagos State Government. However, I'm a public health enthusiast. I working in France, particularly in the area of maternal health. That's more like interesting. I'm not a public health official yet, but I'm interested in trying to read further in that direction. So essentially, that's who I am. That's basic.
Okay, ma. So, mama.
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody, or good evening. My name is Dr.
Yeah.
Kenny Ayoade. I'm also a medical doctor, a primary care physician. I'm an adolescent health therapist also, and
Yes.
convener of Teens Aflame. Teens Aflame is a non-governmental organization, and basically a public educator, also a counselor and a life coach. So I
Yes.
think that is me.
Yeah, that's our mama. I'm also part of the Peace Acclaimed family. So this mama grant. Okay, we have Jide Babale here. The is one anchoring this section of the panel section. Jide Jay, please can you introduce yourself? You have mute yourself. You have mute yourself.
Good evening,
Okay.
everyone. My name is Jeremiah Babale, and I'll be.
Okay.
I hope you can hear me
Okay.
clearly.
Thank you so much.
Yes, I can.
I think I can, but I think the echo is
Yes.
much.
Yes. Yes.
Echo is
Okay.
much.
I don't know where the echo is.
Yeah, it's the studio echo. It's the studio. The studio echo that is making a lot of noise there. So we have to reduce it.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Jeremiah, please can you go on? Can you take over, please?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Toshi.
Mr.
I hope today's session goes well. So, our topic for today is going to be on adoptive measure. Adoptive measures towards strengthening universal healthcare coverage in Nigeria healthcare sector. Federal. Okay, Mr. Toshi, can you let me see everyone? Okay. Great having us. So, I would love to start with Dr. Kenny first, ma. So, ma, I want your opinion. Do you think as a nation committed to health insurance, financing?
I can't hear you well.
Okay, can you hear me now, ma? Oh man,
The
okay.
network is really breaking.
Hello, ma, can you hear me now?
Yes, it's better. You were saying?
Oh, okay. So I was asking, as a nation, think we are really committed to health insurance.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Okay.
You said something committed health insurance.
Yeah, I was saying, as a nation, do you think insurance with our financing?
You said as your question is, as a nation, do you think we are committed to health insurance?
Healthcare insurance.
Healthcare insurance. Well. There are a lot of things that is not quite um, the way it should be when it comes to healthcare as a whole in Nigeria. About the commitment, it's relatable. It depends on what you mean by commitment. Individual states are taking initiative steps to see what they can do about insurance scheme. At least I know they launched this Lagos State Health insurance for Lagosians some 1 year ago about, and it's already in its cradle form. And I believe other states are also plowing in. But the question is sustainability, which has always been the problem of the nation. So I would put the question yes and no in between. To commit is actually something that comes from the mind, but to sustain it is another issue. So I think they are committed to the insurance plan in the nation, but the sustainability is actually what I think is might be the problem and the challenge.
Okay, thanks a lot, ma'am. I would love okay, my question
All right.
yeah,
All right.
as a nation,
All right. Although I can't very well, but I'm assuming that you're asking the very question you asked me. Am I right? Am I right?
Yes, I
But
think so.
yeah, thanks very much. Good evening, everyone. First, pleasure to see Dr. Kenny.
Same
All
here.
right. So essentially, I personally think for us to say education is, you must look at it multi in the area of areas of social commitments, political commitments, that's essentially the financial commitments. So commitments is both big. You can't. But if we're going to put it down to one, I think to an extent, people are beginning to see the importance of health insurance. However, I think so many things are still on the line, still on the line today. And then the political will to do it is not sufficient enough. I think so much can still be done. We've not reached where we ought to have reached. But then to an extent, I think give and take, there's a measure of commitment. There needs to be.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thanks a lot. Okay, sir. Thanks a lot for that. Okay, Mr. Tosin, I don't know. Mr. Tosin, I don't know. It's like the echo is coming from your side. It's coming from your side.
Yeah, it's the network. It's the network issue bringing out the echo.
Oh, network. Because I
You can
noticed
just
when
go on.
and then the echo was not doing. And then I
Yeah,
noticed
I'm trying to do something about it. You can go on with
okay.
your question, please.
So do you think the Nigerian government response in commendable, and how do you think they can make more action for the benefits of like people don't get, nobody was prepared for it. Then contribute their part in the virus. You think those actions are commendable, and how do you think they can I'll start with Dr. Kenny.
I can't hear your question. Maybe you will have to
I can't
type some.
appreciate the
Maybe you
question.
can type or something. I don't understand. I can't hear your question.
The echo is really.
I think it's better now.
It's better, but it's better.
Okay. Yeah, I was talking about the government.
Government factor, and what
Okay,
did you
sir,
say
let
after
me
that?
sure. Okay, I'm really sorry. Can we hear me now?
Yeah, let's go.
I can.
So I was talking about the government response to the COVID pandemic.
Okay.
Yeah, I was saying, how will you rate the general government response to COVID-19? Even though they were not prepared for it before, the response so far, how will you rate it? And how do you think they can make more sustainable action or pandemics or unprepared health issues like this? Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. So I should answer that. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
first of all, we should realize the fact that the pandemic did not announce, itself when it started in China. So it took the whole world by storm, and I can't say that every country was prepared. Even we can see with the news we hear every day that even the strong first world nation also were shaking to its foundation. So if we would compare in terms of the as a country, I would say it's not bad, although for some reasons that people are beginning to postulate, we have actually not gotten the full brunt of the COVID, as it were. There are a lot of scientific reasons for that, that are still being proven. But somehow we have not gotten the full unleash of the virus, and that is not because we are so prepared. That is not because we have it all together. I could be wrong. Maybe Dr. Johnson might correct. I am saying that if the fury of the virus, the way it landed in Spain, if it came in its fury to Nigeria, forget it. With this our skeletal and a caricature of an health scheme, it would have collapsed. But thankfully, it's not been that case. And I'm sure in the years to come, there will be more data to actually prove why the prevalence was not so much in Africa as compared to other countries. So I think, in fairness, because of our little experience with the Ebola crisis, we were ready, and it started more from Lagos. Lagos had always been, the forefront of this kind of epidemic and pandemic, and they actually did their best. And I think the government has tried. At least we are all still alive, and although there is no perfect, there's still a whole lot that they could do better, but at least they've gone a long way. They've done quite some very wonderful and impressive steps so far.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'd love to hear from Dr. Babajide Johnson. Dr. Babajide Johnson.
All right. Thank you very much. I totally agree with Dr. Kenny. Dr. Kenny. Now, however, I just would say something. One challenge we have many times, especially in people of Nigeria, is that we attempt to compare ourselves with Western countries. But I like to put things in perspective. Let's see where we were. Let's see when the crisis of we must understand the state of our healthcare before the pandemic.
You can say that
So
again.
irrespective of the pandemic, our healthcare was in. The second thing we look at is the economic state of the country. The country was just coming out of recession in 2019. Just trying to add itself up together. The dollar was on naira was on 3-4. There are many things we add up. When we are looking at response, we're talking about a country that was suffering, and then a country that was already in shambles in healthcare. They're now hit by perhaps the worst pandemic the world has ever had since Spanish. In all fairness, I think the response has been as best as we could have expected to get. I doubt if we're expecting more than this. So to say that there is truly, I think in fairness, yes. Then we must also appreciate the knowledge and the experiences that we bring out from the Ebola pandemic. Because take your leave it, we learned something from Ebola. And one of the products of Ebola was, as a result of Ebola, NCDC was founded.
Yeah.
So the NCDC was in the backdrop of Ebola. So immediately the pandemic came out, we had a body that was already structured to respond. So imagine a case where we did not have an Ebola crisis and then we're hit just suddenly by this. The response probably by the Ministry of Health, the independent organization to manage to actually be catastrophic. So saying that as a country they have responded well, I think we have largely relative to where we were, what we are. But that's still not taking anything away from the
Oh, thanks a lot, sir. So I'll be now. I hope you can hear me better.
Yes, fair.
Okay. Yeah, I'll be asking sexual reproductive health. How do you think the idea of sexual inculcated into the learning of teenagers?
Sexual reproductive health.
Yeah,
Okay.
how do you can be inculcated into the learning curriculum of teenagers?
Okay,
Because
if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Because what?
I have days we notice that
We notice what?
These days, parents shy away with their children.
Okay. Well, first of all, at least to the best of my knowledge, I know that they are actually, we have some, in fact, there is a reproductive health scheme incorporated in the curriculum of secondary school, maybe through biology, and some school adopt a special sexual education for their students, depending. And they also make use of extracurricular times to be able to do this. However, the content is what I'm not sure about, the content, because contents are actually diverse, and it's very, yeah, it's very diverse. I've looked through some content of sexual, so-called sexual health curriculum, and I don't see anything that can sustain or give value to the students. They just look like basic, they just look like basic information, and they are not powered by values and healthy informations that can actually help the teenager make better decisions. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, your question is that there is still a lot in that area that needs to be done, and that is why we try to partner with schools sometimes to help them overhaul their curriculum when it comes to sexual education. I know some of the challenges some of the school faces is religion, then the preference of parents, and the wideness, if I will use that word, of some of our students. Most of the things that are in the curriculum are like elementary things to them, because what you can imagine teaching a class of SS2 students about basic things like puberty. There are things that they have, they have been done with. They have gone higher. So when sometimes when their teachers are talking to them about things like that, they are laughing. They are like, what are you talking about? When they have gone. So sometimes we need to actually evolve and try to synchronize this curriculum to the present day needs. A lot of it has to be updated to be need specific to this student, because this generation cannot be compared to, well, I'm sounding old now, my generation in a way. There are certain things I didn't know at 18, at 17, that people of this age will lecture me on them. They will lecture me on them. I remember when I went for a program with some girls. They're grooming them to get into the university, and there was a lot of discussion on sexual reproductive health. I was amazed. Even being a doctor, I was shaking. Before I was called to speak, I didn't know what to say again. It's like they have finished everything I had to say. What I had to say was like elementary 101. They had gone high. So as if I was talking to married women that have been married for 5 years. So in fact, I just dumped my laptop. I didn't talk anything about what I prepared. I said if I'm going to be relevant in this place, I have to step up my game. I'm not talking to teenagers. That's one of the examples. So it needs to be updated. It needs to be overhauled.
Thanks a lot. Moving, Dr. Johnson.
All right. Thank you very much. I think Dr. Kenny did very good justice to that. Okay, I'll just ask you. I think one problem is we're a very conservative society, and we're not going to attempt to we can't compare ourselves with the US, UK, those places. We're a very conservative society that easily lives in denial.
Yeah.
So it's very easy for parents to know that their children are in puberty or they are approaching. And that innate conservative nature will not allow them So I think that the very first thing is the education must be done. As much as we're educating the children themselves, we must be educating the parents. Because we just think parenting is default. That once I grow up, I learn how to parent. No, people need to learn to parent. People need to know that at certain ages, I should discuss certain things with my relatives. I know a bit that it's not very first year. In church, tell you the classmates in Sunday school, just about 10 years, then 10 years. She never knew what that menstrual period was. She was on a white robe or a white lace cloth that day, and then everyone was really sorry. She was so ashamed, boys were laughing, nobody else small actually. That was how much she did not know at that age. So I think we need to incorporate that. The second thing was look at it. You see, if there's a common saying, if Muhammad doesn't come to the mountain, mountain should come to Muhammad. We just have to learn to take this message to these young ones in their entertainment, in however means we can, with social media, every way we can get message across. I know sexual reproduction is done. We're talking about contraceptive, we're talking about puberty, we're talking about even as far back as abortion laws. These things are very broad. So you must take the parade and things like that. You must take the message to these young ones. You must think to know what am I right at the middle things I know, what things I'm supposed to know, and we must take the message to them. And then we must also create sexual reproductive centers that are disjointed hospital settings.
Yeah.
So there must be sexual reproductive centers like homes or places where they just walk in and talk to a counselor without being stigmatized that they are coming out of the hospital. Because if you don't deal with those things, having those cases on the rise, a lot of issues are beginning to rise. Lesbianism, people are not sure of their sexual awareness. Things are broad, and we should be genuine in addressing them. Otherwise, we may have a continuous solving rate. We have a continuous solving rate of the society will tolerate. Because we are not genuine in taking the message. In our opinion, in addition to what the Italian has said, should take this.
Okay, thanks a lot. Okay, now we'll be moving on to the next one. I hope you can hear me clearly.
Yes.
Yeah, so obviously
What?
so there's mental health.
Okay.
Yeah, there has been an
Mental health.
uprising. There has been an uprising in the case of, and that is as a result of lack of health. Okay,
Lack of what?
of the care for mental health. Keeping in mind that this idea is pretty new in Nigerian society. Most people don't know what mental health is. So how do you suggest we approach it?
All right. I think okay. I think there have to be massive awareness. We need to desensitize and reorient people when it comes to mental health. When people say mental, the first thing they will do is colo mental. And we need to actually partner with stakeholders, both from the religious body, the educational body, and all are sundry, in a way to make them understand what mental health is. Mental health has always been with us. It's not a new phenomenon in Nigeria. The only thing is that we have not given it so much awareness like that. I remember some years back, I was talking to somebody, and the person was like, nobody can commit suicide as in Nigeria. We love ourselves too much. We can never commit suicide. That person argued with me. I know, because I was like, well, the way we medical people see things is always different from the way laymen see things. This COVID has just shown it. When they are talking on social media, I just laugh, because you can't even make them understand. And that for me is even a mental health issue, because it has to do with the mind. You get, it has to do with the mind. Our people are very superstitious, probably because of our background, our cultural makeup. We believe mysteries, mysterious things. Anything we don't understand, we give an explanation for. So it has really eaten deep to the root. So I think we need to reorient. And That is why medical personnel, everyone who has the opportunity and the platform needs to do something when it comes to mental health. And it starts by how you speak, what you say about them, and number two, a lot of attention has to go with mind transformation, because your mind is what is actually affected. Your mind. The mind and the brain are not the same thing. The mind will control your brain and your brain will control your body. So many health issues we even see in our hospitals today originates from a very, very bad thinking system, thinking and processing system. So it starts from the way people place their mind. It starts from number three, it starts from home bringing, the cultural values. Some children, before they become teenagers, are already traumatic, are already destroyed. Their mental health is. I was just handling one just today. In fact, listening to the voice note, I was terrified. He wants to commit suicide. This is somebody as a teenager, doesn't have any reason to live anymore. And so you see that if you really will sit down with that person, you will discover that it is in childhood, the way we discipline the children. There are a lot of need for every parent, like Dr. Johnson said, to undergo parenting classes. If you raise up your child the same way you were raised, you are going to damage that child. You understand? Some people, they beat in default and they are not ready to do the painstaking work of observing the personality of your child, understanding the special need of your child, and training that child according to the makeup of the child. So we have gotten it all wrong from from a childhood, and that is why it's a very deep problem, very, very deep. And so people should know that when you have mental health issues, it's more like just having malaria. It's more like having headache. It shouldn't be stigmatized. We need to teach people how to remove stigma from people who suffer these challenges. And everybody has one form of mental challenge or the other. Everybody, including moi. It all depends on how you are able to process it, how you are able to, how you are taught to deal with it. Not all mental issues will make you go on the streets and naked yourself. That's even at the advanced stage. How you are choosing to think, what you are thinking about, how you allow your thoughts to influence your decisions. All these things are all shades of mental health we need to be addressing. So let me stop here. I don't keep talking.
Thank you, ma. Thank you a lot. Thank you a lot. Dr. Johnson. Dr. Johnson.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So much has been said. Basically, I think that it's still the same thing. Essentially, it's a conservative problem.
Yeah.
We consider ourselves. It's difficult to just talk the things that are wrong with them without being judged, without being looked at somehow. Many times we hide our problems, but then begin to look at it. What has been stressful? Number one is work. I've been able to get there. Number one is work and career. When people are not working, people's work is too stressful.
Yeah.
Or their career is moving as fast as they want it to move, or for young people, it's just an exam, stuff like that, and it's stressing. The second other big stressor like that is finance. Finance can really try this to now knowing what the expenses and damage. The third and perhaps the biggest around now is reproductive stresses. By that I mean marriage, marital sex, someone has just been cheated, a young girl has just cheated, issues like that, rape, stuff like that. There are perhaps the biggest set of stressors around now. And I think that it only makes very much sense to address them the way they are. So essentially, I'll just suggest that one, obviously we need to make mental health legislation. But we need to make laws that support mental health. Same way we make productive acts and laws that support mental health laws. And then awareness is very important. Very important. Then again, was able to have centers and work like psychology centers. enough of them. That habituated hospital because people will not like to come to hospital for stigma purpose, for stress purpose. I get the card, how do you stand and tell a doctor that has no chance to see that you're having mental, you can't understand it, to listen. So, there are centers like that are not necessarily hospitals where they just work inside a counselor. You don't need to say a doctor, it's not necessary. Say counselor, say psychologist, a mental health assistant, someone of that nature who can begin to address the issue of the level of this person. Then I think there should also be legislation that permits workplaces to employ psychologists.
Yeah.
So you have a company, a bank, you're not just employing workers who work. There's some psychologists, some breakdown, they are humans, they are machines.
Even
So
doctors
all of
too.
those banks should have some good psychologists managing people's lives and counselors. People are counting money and they're battling their family life, they're battling their children. And that doesn't even exclude the psychologists themselves. Mental health issues. So these are broad issues that we should really penetrate out. Those are my contribution.
Thanks a lot, sir. We have really learned a lot. So, actually, going to my last question, sirs and mans, before I hand over to Mr. Atosin. So, before I hand over to this is my last question. So, on the issue of rape, this is my last question. On the issue of rape, you have told me that there has been an upsurge in the number of rape. A lot of campaigns, a lot of guests has been doing. So, talking from your view, how do you think this issue of can be controlled? Also, in what ways are medical trying to help rape? Did you get my question?
Yes.
Okay. So, Dr. Ken.
Okay, let me start from this last one. How doctors are trying to help rape victims.
Yes.
Well, we have a on rape called the DSRVT. They actually do it with domestic violence also. So it's a response team, and they have trained doctors both in the public and private sector. I remember we had some time ago where we were giving forensic kits. We have a forensic lab in Lagos now where we do a detailed investigation, blood works, urine, all air, everything, saliva, and we were trained on how to know. And we have really, especially for Lagos State, I don't know of any other states, we have achieved a lot of success when it comes to rape, and at least your ability to be able to fast track it in such that it receives the legal attention it needs, and at least a lot of things have been done. However, in comparison with the population we still have a long way to go. The problem of rape is an institutional problem, and it actually starts from the cradle. The boy child needs to be empowered. The mentality we have about rape as a culture needs to be, I don't know, needs to be destroyed. Because when you hear comments like when a girl is raped, you will be shocked at what fellow women are even saying about the rape victim. At least thank God for NGOs and the freedom of expression these days. It's getting more better. People are more expressive about their experience. Those days, it's a taboo, it's a stigma. The first question they ask you is, what were you wearing? Where did you go to? People will exonerate the guy and like he's excused out, and the girl is faced with the shame. In fact, she will not even be able to say it. A lot of them carry it for years and they are not able to even communicate. And this also leads to, the mental health issues we are talking about. A boy who has been traumatized a boy who has never been modeled how to be a man, who has never seen good role models. I'm not giving an excuse for this, but I'm just giving us just some classic reasons, because for you to be able to uh, give a solution of rape, you need to understand the psychology behind the rapist in himself, so that you can actually, you know, catch this at the bud. So in a nutshell, there are a lot of work that has to be done, and it starts from, that's why I love to work with teenagers, because they need to be empowered with information, self-confidence, self-esteem. This, if a girl's esteem is intact, you know she will need to report and not be ashamed that she's raped. And if a boy's esteem is intact, he will know he doesn't have to touch a girl to prove masculine, to prove any point. So in a nutshell, I think that we need to, this is not just for the this is not, there's nothing we can actually do to the older generation in a way, because it's becoming very much, but there's a lot we can do to the up and coming generation by teaching them, modeling right virtues to them, and bringing up strict laws that will be able to put people in check. When you know that you are going to be, you are going to be executed if you rape, I think you would hold yourself and go and do it somewhere else. So there's a lot of issues on rape that needs to be talked, but I'm not sure there will be time for that. But that's just my two kobo on it.
Yes, ma'am. Thanks a lot, ma'am. Thanks a lot, ma'am. Okay. I think Dr. is no longer. So I would just be asking for your final. Before Mr. Tosin takes it from there. So your final.
Well, my final word for everyone out there is that we are really living in very hard times, and it's important that you are in control of your decisions and your choices. The real question is not just what is happening now, but what is going to happen to you in the next 20 years. Are you working out how your future will be? Don't think you're going to be young forever. You're going to wake up one day and discover that you're in your 40s and your 60s. What steps have you taken? Every decision you make, are they decisions that when you wake up in the next 20 years, you can look back and say, yes, I made this decision and it was a good one. So you need to reach out for books, materials, mentors, accountability, anything that would help you. There's no more excuse. You have the social media, use it for your advantage, and keep living a quality life. And of course, do not forget your relationship with God. It's so important. There is no life without God. So I would encourage every one of us to have a relationship with God, and then see what He does with your life. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, thank you so much. We really learned a lot
Right.
from you, man. But just back because yeah, you're
All right.
welcome, sir. So I guess we need and how medical doctors are coaching.
Okay. Yes. Thank you. I actually was listening to Dr. Kenny. She made very good contributions, and I really think that that's nice. So first, rape is sexual violation, and you are not at any time going to blame the recipient. It must always be the assailant who is at fault. You understand? Everyone must learn self-control. It's not the fault of the recipient. The last victim. It is the assailant who must be punished. It is the assailant. The assailant is the person, not whoever is the victim. So I think we must put that person. The second other thing, I think that we should look at from the point of prevention. Now, to look at it from the point of prevention, let's undo the matter of legislation. There must be strict laws that protect. One. Two, there must be enough public awareness to get people to understand that this is not right, this is wrong. There should be reporting systems so that yes, we are doing well in Lagos, but there are other states too that have the same challenge. So there must be strict reporting systems. A case of rape is found, it doesn't have to keep carrying down. There's numbers you can call, and then because you can easily track a problem from the side of the problem. So you don't wait till the person has moved to 2 days and then maybe 2 days after. You can't track those kind of issues easily. There should be some police reporting systems that can pick problems in time and then report them appropriately. That's very key. And then generally, our security architecture is the you see, because people should be able to work without being bothered. Why should a lady work and be afraid? It's not right. So people should be able to walk around and not really be bothered about anything. So our security must be adjusted generally. We must have solid security network when it comes to policing, neighborhood security, lightning. Just ordinary lightning that's providing light and stuff like that. It's sufficient enough to make security much. To very large extent, really just provide light everywhere. You see, because for crime to thrive many times, you need a cover of shadow of darkness. So if we deal with those basic things that make security what security, I think we reduce rape to a very large extent. And then coupled with what Dr. Kenya has highlighted about like doctors are doing in the I think we should be able to achieve success with that.
So you really did justice. We are rounding up now, sir. Our audience at home.
All right. Thank you. On a very final note, I want to appreciate the organizers for this opportunity, the most safe and then also let me put some things in perspective. I think we must learn to understand that health is well. It's very important to take care of it. It's just as much sicknesses or diseases, or it's a state of complete well-being, and it is going to be a responsibility. Everyone must learn that their health is their responsibility. Sexual health, mental health, government is just an adjunct. Your health is first and foremost, as much as you can quickly report. You can't need to be under insurance and all of this. I really going to be a responsibility, and I think people must put that to a goal.
Yeah. I have to go now. I think I can go. Can we leave now? I think I have my attention is needed. I'm on call.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate everybody. Thank you so much, Dr. Ken. Thank you, Dr. Babajide Johnson. I really appreciate everybody. God bless you for this time. For giving me the time. God bless you. I really appreciate Mr. Jerry.
Hello?
Thank you, ma.
All right. Okay.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate you for your time.
Okay, bye-bye. Yes, good job. Well done. Good job. Okay, bye-bye. Thank you, Dr. Johnson. All right. Bye-bye. Let me quickly go and see my patient.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Ken. Mr. Tosin, sorry. Thank you.
Wow, you have had it all. Yes. It was a great section. Don't mind the network. The network is really fluctuating, and well, we thank God for it. So meet you by 7 p.m. 7 p.m. we have Jimmy Agbaje and Olatunde Samson. 7 p.m. 7 p.m. we have 7:30 we have Jimmy Agbaje live on show. I want you to join us. It's going to be a great event, a great section by 7 p.m. because we have a lot of questions to ask Mr. Jimmy Agbaje, politics and other things about his life. Thank you. See you soon.